Hello and welcome to WEEB-LY Reviews. I'm Matt.
And I'm Tyler.
Today we're going to hop into ranking childhood animes as in Digimon, Pokemon, Beyblade, Bakugan. Is that how you say that one? That was more your age. Yeah. So we're going to rank some of those. And next week we're actually going to do a review on Spy Family. Yeah, Spy Family. We've planned out our next few videos, and that way we can get them all done and, have them ready to go. So let's go ahead and kick off the reviews and rankings of childhood animes.
I guess we'll start off with my personal favorite, Yu-Gi-Oh! What out of 10 would you give that?
Okay, out of 10 for Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're talking about the Seto Kaiba era and Pegasus era of Yu-Gi-Oh!
First gen.
Yeah, first gen Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm giving that a 9 out of 10. I love first gen Yu-Gi-Oh! But as soon as you get into the next generation of it, and even the generation after that, it starts to get a little bit too clogged up. I feel like with too many rules and different synchro and all this other stuff. It's just too much.
You just don't understand it.
No, it's not even that. It's just I feel like it's too much from the base card game.
It is a lot different now. Compared to what it originally was. One thing I have to say is I think the manga of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was way better. I've been reading a little bit of it here and there.
I've never attempted to read the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, so
They just made the show, as much as I love it, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. As much as I love it, I felt like it was a little too childish compared to the source material.
Okay, I mean that's fair. Now I'm gonna go ahead. I separate Dungeon Dice Monsters from the actual series because it was so much cooler the way that it was played. So I view that as two series.
I don't think many people know what you're talking about when you say Dungeon Dice Monsters. Why don't you give a little rundown of what that is?
Okay, so Dungeon Dice Monsters was this really cool form of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you would roll dice and you moved your monsters across tiles according to your roll, and you either met in battle or you got trapped or things like that. It was a really awesome concept that didn't last for very long. Me and him used to play Dungeon Dice Monsters on the board game all the time.
One of the best, tabletop games.
It's one of the best tabletop games. That's what we'll call it, board game kind of things.
It was wonderful.
Playing the card game is so fun, but it gets so monotonous. So with Dungeon Dice Monsters, it felt like I was playing a game of Clue, but Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
it was fun. So I rate Dungeon Dice Monsters a 10 out of 10 just for nostalgia. It was so cool.
It was a really fun game. I gotta give it a 10
Yeah.
Okay, so next we'll move on to I don't want to do Pokemon so soon, but we can because I think that's the most popular one out of
Yeah, I mean it's definitely the most popular. Western most popular. Pokemon is another one I felt like they did right early on.
I love the Indigo League.
And
the original series.
The original, even Johto. Johto was awesome. I really enjoyed Johto. Or is that how you say it? Johto?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Pokemon person.
So that was I'm pretty sure Johto was Trico that was Cyndaquil and you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Cyndaquil, that era of Pokemon was also.
I kind of lumped that together
because I love Cyndaquil. He's one of my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. But so if you're talking pretty much from Trico and back, I feel like Pokemon was a solid 8 out of 10. I actually rank it a little lower than Yu-Gi-Oh.
I do think that it was cool how each version of Pokemon is a different thing. The games you follow a different main character. The show obviously follows Ash, and the manga followed, I think his name's Red.
The show used to follow Ash.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Whatever.
But for me personally, I felt like after the Trico era, it became too cartoony.
Yeah.
It didn't really follow the tale of anime, and
it was always childish, but it almost became a little too childish.
Even the animation became more cartoony, and it wasn't fun. And the Pokemon, buttery, it's just a bunny.
So what would you give the first, say, 2 generations out of
That's what I say is an 8 out of 10. It was almost too childish.
Now, what about the entire series?
The entire series, I rank it like a 6.5 because I felt like it fell off hard for me. I know for most people that's kind of a hot take, but like, because Pokemon fans are some of the most loyal fans I've ever met. So,
see, maybe I'm a little more critical about like shows and stuff, but I personally put just the first like 50 episodes, I think, which is the end of the week, at a 7. And then the whole series as a whole, I would say maybe like a 5.5, 6. Just because I personally don't enjoy it.
Yeah, so for me, I grew, like, again, that was, like, Indigo League was happening, the movie with Mewtwo was happening at my adolescence. Yeah. So I was 5 or 6 years old. So I grew up, like, I enjoyed it more at the age I was at. Yeah. But as I got older, it became significantly less enjoyable. And the leagues, whenever you were 5 and 6, were already in that cartoony feel. Yeah. So it was like, it became less fun until you became older and played games.
I don't think I watched the original series until, like, honestly, I was already a teenager. Yeah. My experience with Pokemon is solely the games.
Yeah.
Like growing up.
Now, I will say Pokemon Stadium on N64 is probably one of the
best games of all time.
Best games of all time. Yeah. Because you had so many different things you could have done between mini games, battles, the badges. Like, it was awesome. That was an incredible game.
Yeah.
And the fact that you could get the game packs and put your Pokemon color Pokemon into the game.
Yeah, so you already have like your levels. And
yeah. So that was really awesome.
Yeah. Now, what you pick the next show that we were doing?
I'm gonna go into my personal favorite one, and that's Digimon. Digimon is like my favorite one. And for him, like, he knew all the songs, so all the words. What was it, Smash Mouth?
No,
Favorite Naked Ladies song, Chicken China, the Chinese chicken.
I did. I knew every
he sung
word
constantly.
Because I watched the Digimon movie every single day.
Yep,
4 years straight.
Yep. So I got it. Like, for Digimon, I was not disappointed with the series and the direction they took it. Up until like the last like 2 or 3 generations of it. Of now, I'm saying like 2010 and back. Yeah, if it's anything, I don't know if it's still releasing or anything. I quit keeping up with it.
I think that they still release movies here and there. I don't know if they have.
I was going to say, like, anything pre 2010, outside of the last few like series of it, like evolutions of Digimon, I thought it was all pretty solid. I am obviously partial to the original crew of Ty and Matt and TK, but like even whenever it got into Davis and like that crew, Digimon was incredible.
Who's your top Digimon?
My top Digimon personally is Patamon, because his Digi-evolution turns into I'll butcher this name even whenever I was younger. It's like Angelamon.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think it's Angelamon. I was about to call him Angelmon, but it's Angelamon. That evolution is incredible to me. So
yeah. My personal favorite is Skullgreymon. I know it's basic, but Skullgreymon is hard.
That's fair. I still prefer Metal Garurumon over Skullgreymon.
Yeah.
But Skullgreymon was just like that classic.
We should backtrack and talk about our favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monsters and Pokemon as well.
Yeah, we'll throw those in here in just a second. But my rating for Digimon is 9 out of 10. All the way up to those last couple Digilution. I love Digimon. So
Digimon's, like I said, Yu-Gi-Oh is my favorite just overall, but Digimon's probably my favorite like TV series out of these that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Just like I have a lot of nostalgia with Yu-Gi-Oh because we grew up playing the card game.
Oh yeah.
I played all the games like on my DS and Game Boy.
Yep. Dude, what was the? It was the PS1 game or PS2 game. It was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual League. I can't remember. It was one where you traveled back in time and you were in Egypt back in time. That was easily one of the best anime-related games I'd ever played.
Oh, yeah.
So, absolutely loved that game because you got to play through Egypt. But if you didn't have enough save data, it was quick to just make you restart.
I think like video games and stuff is really where Digimon misses, though. I don't think they have a lot of good video games.
Digimon didn't have much Western success.
It should have.
It should have, but since it didn't have much Western success, there wasn't much of a market to push video games outside of Japan.
Yeah.
So
this is not related to what you're talking about, but it is about Digimon. You remember that weird scene, and like before the movie started, of those like super creepily animated children that like went to the movie theater?
Yep.
That still haunts me. Who thought that was great to put in a kid's movie?
Well, Digimon was a preteen movie, not a kid's movie.
I don't care.
Digimon had more violence than Pokemon. It had more violence than Yu-Gi-Oh! So,
that scene that they put in, that was terrifying.
But anyway, so hop back in your Digimon ranking.
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Like I said, I think it really lacks my video games and stuff. Which whenever I talk about these series, I'm thinking of the whole media as a whole.
Yeah.
So video games, card game, TV show, obviously.
Yeah, I get that. For me, it's like Digimon ranks above all of them. But if I had to go with like which one I enjoyed the most as far as outside of watching, it's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
But like my number 2 most enjoyed outside of watching is the next one we're going to talk about. That's Beyblade.
I love it. I love Beyblade. Beyblade Metal Fusion is my favorite series of all.
Oh, dude.
You know, I don't remember their names, but like red haired dude.
Yeah. Dude, just having El Drago or Pegasus at home as a kid and just let it rip. 3 to count it down. Yeah, we've been weebs our whole lives, so it really makes sense. But yeah, Beyblade, I couldn't tell you anything about the show outside of watching a couple of the really cool battles. I never even watched it. I just watched like key moments, saw the stuff at Walmart, and was trapped into it. And the DS game. The Beyblade Metal Fusion DS game.
That was a really good fun.
That was so hard as a child. Like,
what was the? I remember playing one of them from the original series on the Game Boy, and you had to send your Beyblade out and
you followed it. That's what I'm talking about.
That was a Game Boy game.
Yeah, it was DS.
And Metal Fusion is the one of the newer series.
Oh, Metal Fusion. Yeah, I got that mixed up. Okay. Scratch Metal Fusion off of that. It was the original series. No, I don't either. That's how much we actually know about it as far as series goes. But everything outside of the actual series is awesome.
It was just called Beyblade.
Yeah, just Beyblade.
Just Beyblade.
I can't remember what that game was called, but that game was awesome. So
yeah,
it was a DS game, and I could go find it. I could picture what it looks like, and if I go to a retro store, I could go pick that game up and still remember every level and how hard it was. So
I'd say just because I really didn't watch a whole lot of the show, I just watched the Metal Fusion series, and I've seen like bits and pieces of the original. Yeah. What really drew me to Beyblade is, like you said, it's buying the Beyblades, building them, battling your friends. You know, it was just a good time, and I don't think you really necessarily need to know the series to do that.
It's cool to know the names, and it's cool to know the attacks, but outside of that, you don't need much from that series. It probably is a really good series. I'm probably missing out. I'll probably watch it.
So just from my enjoyment, I would just give it like a solid 6.5.
Yeah.
Because I really played it. I didn't watch the shows. I played a few of the games, but I went hard on the physical,
the actual Beyblades. We still have them all, I'm pretty sure. My son uses them now, so the OG Beyblades, man. Oh, dude, just because I don't know enough about the series, I'm just going to go in the middle and say 5.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about everything that came with that series, I'd give it a solid 8. But outside of that, I'd give the series a 5 because I don't know enough, so I'm going to play neutral.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing with the next topic. That's Bakugan.
Did you ever even play Bakugan?
No idea. I know it's a little ball and it pops out and it's a little monster.
It came a little later than when you
I had veered off into actual anime at that point, whether it be like DBZ or Yu Yu Hakusho and all that kind of stuff when Bakugan started to hit the scene.
I do gotta say, I never watched the Bakugan show. I heard it was terrible.
It was Cartoon Network, right?
I have no idea.
I think it was Cartoon Network. I remember like you as a kid, you turned it on and did not care.
I really didn't. The only thing I cared about was how cool the little magnetic cards were and rolling the little monster ball thing onto the card and watching it pop open.
So
the only thing I cared about. I didn't know how to play the game itself.
I want to go ahead and give my rating for Bakugan as a complete like wash. That's a 2.
I give it a 4, just out of my
because
the toys.
I thought the toys were stupid. Yeah. They were cheap and didn't make sense to me. And the series looked really dumb for the few times he'd have it turned on. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a 2 on Bakugan.
Do you have any honorable mentions for the
show? For the show?
Our review.
Honorable mentions for childhood TV?
I have one, but I don't even think you'll know what it is. Yeah.
That's tough because I didn't watch a whole lot of them. If I can count, like, I don't remember which Gundam, what the name of that Gundam series was, but the little ones, they were like little tiny Gundam on a ship. That is probably going to be my honorable mention. But I don't even remember what the name of it was.
So. My honorable mention is it's a show called Pinkai Nights.
Oh, yeah.
I had that entire series on DVD. I watched it probably 30 times. It is so childish, but I loved it. It was basically, it was really similar to Gundam.
Yeah, I remember it slightly just because you watched it.
Yeah,
that's a lot. So, yeah, to wrap that up, I don't have a whole lot of honorable mentions. I didn't watch a lot of the childish stuff outside of what we've listed. I don't even know how much more there really is.
There's a lot. I just, like I said, that's the main ones I watched.
Yeah, that's just like the mainstream hits for me.
I was on like older kid anime very early.
Yeah,
you and a couple other friends and stuff. Like I think I grew up on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. I mean, Dragon Ball was a staple to me at like 4 years old. So, so I'll we need to jump back and give our favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monsters.
That's right.
Favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster for me personally. That's actually really tough because, like, the first thing that comes to my mind is I want to be like Dark Magician, but like, it's not. Just a personal favorite that I absolutely love. It's either going to have to be Time Wizard or it's going to have to be Celtic Guardian.
Celtic Guardian is a good pick. I love him.
Celtic Guardian was the most useful monster to have. OG now. This isn't counting like Synchro and all that. OG game. Celtic Guardian was so useful because you had fusions you could run off of. You had a 1400 attack, I'm pretty sure, that was fairly decent for a mid-level part of the game to keep you in battle and not have to worry about it. So yeah, I'd say Time Wizard, especially when you can couple Time Wizard with Baby Dragon and get Elder Dragon or whatever he was called. I can't remember what it was called.
I don't know. I wasn't really a big dragon user other than like Blue Eyes.
And then of course, if you have Summon Skull and Red Eyes and you can fuse those two together, that would.
My favorite fusion was like Buster Blader
and Curse. It was Curse of Dragon. Buster Blader and Curse of Dragon. Right?
No, I think it was Dark Magician.
No, Curse of Dragon. Because Buster Blader would come out on top of the dragon.
I don't remember that at all. No, it was Buster Blader, Dark Magician. They had Dark Paladin.
Oh, the Dark Paladin. I forgot about that, yeah.
One of the coolest cards of all time, in my opinion.
Alright, so what's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card?
It's Dark Magician.
It's going to be Dark Magician?
Yeah, I don't care if it's basic. It's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster. He always has been.
Yeah.
I'll throw in Dark Magician Girl because she's cool.
Although, he would never keep Dark Magician in his deck. He always ran the Blue Eyes deck.
He kept taking it.
He always ran a Blue Eyes deck
from me, so I had to build my villain deck.
Yeah. he was Seto Kaiba and reincarnate. No. So, we went through favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, favorite Digimon, what favorite Pokemon now?
Yeah, mine's Charmeleon. I'm gonna throw it right there. He always has been, always will be.
So mine was always Charmander or Trico.
Yeah.
I could never pick between the two.
I really like Snivy too.
Snivy was cool, yeah. And Cyndaquil's on the list. I never, outside of Trico, I never really steer away from Flame type Pokemon or Fire type Pokemon. So, yeah, that'd probably be my top three, and it would start with Trico.
I don't really have a favorite Beyblade.
Mine's Eldragon, 100%.
I think I used to use Leon. Is that
Leon Pegasus.
I
think Leon
Pegasus
was Leon the user of Pegasus? I can't remember.
Well, there was like a lion-based Beyblade.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I think that was it.
From the Metal Fusion.
Okay. But yeah, mine was Eldrago, 100%. It's as basic as it gets. They had the coolest designs at Walmart. So.
And if you know anything about Bakugan and want to tell us which one this is, it was the purple version of the main little Bakugan. He was like the evil dragon thing. I don't remember, but it was cool.
I got you. Yeah. So something I do want to have a chat about soon is it's not exactly anime, but it's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. I would love if you all are cool with a Avatar: The Last Airbender series.
It's honorary anime.
It's honorary anime. It's definitely. I mean, it's Western-based anime, but we're gonna have to tap into some Avatar, dude.
Oh yeah,
that's something
I can
that
talk
needs
about
to
Avatar
happen.
all day.
Yeah, it's top 2 favorite series of all time for me. So, right, the Avatar and One Piece, I really just tie those two.
Zuko alone, one of the best episodes of like TV history.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, just character arcs. Yeah. But anyway, so we'll have to tap into some Avatar here soon, and that counts Korra. Anybody that bashes Korra,
I don't hate Korra. I just never watched it.
I'm with it on Korra. Okay, yeah. Korra was great. There's a reason they couldn't keep it on Nickelodeon. That's because it pushed the boundaries of the social standards.
Wasn't she like gay?
Yes. At the end of the series, she was a lesbian.
Go Korra.
Yes. So Korra is amazing. I love the whole series, and that's something we're gonna have to tap into is The Last Airbender.
Yeah. But that's about it for now. I guess.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Give us some feedback. Give us some stuff to watch.
And make sure you make some comments.
Yes.
Tell us what your favorite childhood anime or TV show is.
Yeah, for sure. It's always fun, like going back into nostalgia. So, all right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.